Okay. Now, this may sound obvious, but it's really not. When you have some of these models, like pieces of models like this, to figure out whether it's male or female, look for a nut. Okay? If you can't find one, it's female. Okay, that's like your quickest way to orient yourself. When you're sitting down taking a test and you're timed, you don't want to get all nervous going, oh my god, is that a male or female? Look for a testicle. Okay, if there's a testicle on it, it's a male. If there's not, it's a female. Okay. So, on your list, starting with the Dardos tunic, that is a list of the layers that make up the scrotum. So you have the Dardos tunic first, then the, okay, well, I'll explain what you want. Then the external spermatic fascia, then the cremaster muscle, then the internal spermatic fascia, then the parietal vaginal tunic. Yes, there's vaginal stuff on males. Vaginal cavity, visceral vaginal tunic. So between the parietal and visceral vaginal tunic, you have a vaginal cavity. Okay, just like a coelomic space. There you go. Those are your from external to deep. Okay, so scrotum first, then your Dardos tunic. The Dardos tunic is the thing that will give the scrotum the wrinkled appearance. Okay, that's the muscle in there that is going to give the wrinkled looking exterior on it. The cremaster muscle, it's really cremaster muscle, but whatever. That one is the one that will raise and lower the testes. So if it gets hot outside, what's going to happen to the testes?
They drop.
Whoop, down to the knees. Why?
Away from the body.
It's all about body temperature. Okay, so it's trying to regulate the body temperature for the sperm so the sperm aren't killed. Now, if it gets cold, what's going to happen? Whoop, all the way up. Okay. Trying to keep warm. Does that mean if you go in a jacuzzi, you're golden? No, because one will live, and that's going to be an extra strong one, and that's going to be the one that's going to be get you pregnant. Okay, so don't use jacuzzis as a birth control. It doesn't work. Okay, so here's our testes here. Here is the epididymis. You have the head up top, the body, and then the tail. The tail leads into the vas deferens. Inside the testes, this is where our journey of the sperm is going to come up. It's 7 up, the way to remember it. Okay. N doesn't stand for anything, just put nothing. Okay. Seminiferous tubules. You're going to have seminal vesicles and seminiferous tubules. Those will be the two things that you end up getting screwed up. Just think of a testes as being super fancy, and the fancier word is on the inside of here. Okay, seminiferous tubules. That is the site of spermatogenesis. Okay, so sperm is made in the seminiferous tubules. They don't have tails yet, though. So they're sent up to the epididymis, which is going to put tails on them. It's your swimming school. Then that sperm is going to move up your vas deferens. Notice how it's going up through that inguinal canal now? Okay, this whole thing is called the spermatic cord. What did we say makes up the spermatic cord?
The nerves, the arteries, the vein, and the vas deferens.
Vas deferens and lymph tissue. Okay. Artery, nerve, vein, vas deferens, and lymph tissue. Got to know what makes up the spermatic cord. It's going to go in the body at the inguinal canal. And at this point, the vas deferens is going to go, see you later, to the artery, nerve, and vein. They're going to continue going up. Okay, because the artery is going to be coming from the what? Where does the testicular artery come off of?
Is it the renal or?
Aorta. Yeah, I'm not asking anything hard, guys. Don't think that this one's hard. This one's actually really easy. Where's my boyfriend? There he is. It's the gonadal vein that does something weird.
I think it's better from over there because she's like, she has her.
Gonadal vein does not dump into the inferior vena cava. It dumps into the
What was the question?
the gonadal vein does not dump into
The ovaries,
inferior vena cava. It dumps into the
suprarenal, or renal?
just renal vein. Okay, renal vein. Actually, it's on the left side. On the right side, it will, but that's another story altogether. All right, so the vas deferens is gonna. So see you later to the artery, nerve, and vein, which are gonna go up, and it's gonna go back behind the bladder. At this point, what's running through this tube? Sperm. Well, what do males ejaculate?
Sperm, I guess. I hope.
Semen. Sperm is part of semen. Okay, so when they actually ejaculate, it's called semen, not sperm. But all we have in here is sperm so far. This is a long journey. Teeny, teeny, tiny. There's a million of them trying to get up and out. Okay, teeny, 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 tiny little things, long journey. What are they going to need? If you're going to go on a long journey, what do you make sure you have? Gas in the car and food and water. Okay? This guy's going to go back behind the bladder and meet up with the seminal vesicle. Notice how the seminal vesicle is not part of the journey of the sperm. It is an addition to. Okay, so if we're looking strictly at the tube, seminal vesicle isn't part of it. The seminal vesicle will squirt in to the vas deferens, though. It will squirt food and water for the trip, called seminal fluid. The prostate gland, right out down here, is also going to squirt in there and add to our now semen. It is unknown what the prostatic fluid contributes to this at this point. Okay. So, vas deferens goes back behind the bladder. The seminal vesicle will squirt in seminal fluid to give it food and water for the trip. It'll go through the ejaculatory duct right here to the urethra and out the penis. Okay, so that's our 7-up. Thank you. Okay, so what is this round thing right here?
Prostate.
It's the prostate gland. This bit right here is called the ejaculatory duct. The other line going through there is just the urethra. The area that goes through the prostate is called the prostatic urethra. Okay, so I'm on the ejaculatory duct. If I scoot over to this, it is the prostatic urethra. Now, we know the seminal vesicles squirt seminal fluid, the prostate squirts prostatic fluid. But what else runs through the urethra?
Urine.
Urine. And what did we say urine was?
Acidic.
Slightly acidic. If I try to run my sperm through a slightly acidic tube, what's going to happen?
We'll kill it.
It'll kill it. Do we want to do that? That'd be bad design. So, there is something called a bulbourethral gland, which I can only show you on one model in the whole place. And it happens to be this one. Okay, pretend there's a penis. When I first started teaching this, I was like, why are these not going together right? And my friend who was the lecturer, she's like, oh, it's because it's supposed to go like this. I'm like, I've never seen one like that. So, stay on there. This little gland right here. See, here is our ejaculatory duct. So, seminiferous tubules, epididymis, vas deferens going back behind the bladder, going to go down here, and through the ejaculatory duct in the prostate. Remember that the seminal vesicle located behind the bladder is going to squirt in what?
Food and water.
Food and water, what's it called?
Seminal.
Seminal fluid. Okay. What's the prostate gland going to squirt?
Prostate.
Prostatic fluid. Okay. Goes through the ejaculatory duct and then out through the urethra. But we've got to clean the urethra out because it's yucky. It's got urine in it, which is acidic. So this little gland right here called the bulbourethral gland or the Cowper's gland is going to squirt in pre-ejaculatory fluid. Okay, that's the pre-cum stuff. The function of that is to clean out the urethra and neutralize the acid. The other function is it is a lubricant. Okay, it's really slimy lubricant. This is the prostatic urethra. Notice that it's coming from the, what is this? The bladder. So from the bladder, you've got your urethra coming down all the way out the penis. This area here is called the prostatic urethra. Okay. All right, so journey of the sperm. Spermatogenesis occurs where? Seminiferous tubules. They're about, let me say, a quarter of a mile long, wrapped in each testicle. Really long, okay? They go to the epididymis. What's the epididymis going to do? Add tails. What part of the epididymis is this? Head, body, tail, and then it's going to move into the what? Vas deferens. The vas deferens is going to move up in the spermatic cord. What makes up the spermatic cord?
Arteries, vein, lymphatic
Artery,
tissue.
nerve, vein, lymphatic tissue, and the vas deferens.
Where was the head, body, and tail again? I couldn't see from this. Oh, okay.
Head, body, tail at the bottom. It's going to move up and do what?
Go through the inguinal canal.
Goes in through the inguinal canal and then back behind the bladder where it's going to meet up with what? What's going to dump into it?
The seminal fluid.
The seminal vesicle will dump seminal fluid. Prostate will also dump prostatic fluid. Now we have what? Semen. So if I point here, what is this called? Ejaculatory duct. What runs through it?
Semen.
Semen. If I point to this, what is it?
Spermatic.
Vas deferens. What runs through it?
Sperm.
Sperm. Okay. I point to this. What runs through it? Semen and
Urine.
urine. Okay. And always forget that one. Pre-ejaculatory fluid. What's the function of pre-ejaculatory fluid?
Lubrication.
Lubrication and neutralize the acid in the tube. All right, good. We have, where's my list? Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. On your list, we've got the gubernaculum. The gubernaculum is an embryological structure that's going to turn into the scrotal ligament. The top part's going to go away and the bottom part's going to turn into the scrotal ligament. The glans is the head of the penis. This is called the glans penis. It's made of special erectile tissue. We'll get to that in a second. Up a couple of them, pampiniform plexus. That is, I'm getting the worst headache behind my eye right now. It must be allergies or something. I don't get allergies, but we'll call it that. Pampiniform plexus is the venous system that goes all around the testicle and all around the spermatic cord and converges, and ends up becoming the testicular vein. Okay, so pampiniform plexus is the venous system covering all of this that will converge and, you know, be tributaries to the testicular vein. Inguinal canal, seminal vascular ejectatory dead parts of glands. Okay. Two types of erectile tissue make up the penis itself. If we take the penis and chop it this way, it'll look like this on the inside. It's the monkey face one. Those are blood vessels. And they're all wrapped in a really tight sheath. This is the urethra. These two are called corpus cavernosum. They're cavernous. Or for plural, it's corpora cavernosa. The bottom one is called corpus spongiosum. Now, notice what's running through corpus spongiosum. The urethra. What does that tell you that the glands of the penis must be made of? What's the glands of the penis?
Intermediate.
You guys are killing me. What's the glands? What did I just tell you was the glands?
Prostate.
The head. What kind of erectile tissue must the head be made out of? Spongiosum. Why? The urethra is running through it. Okay. This one's a little better. Notice the darker purple tissue? That's corpus spongiosum. The top one is the blue. The blue one is corpus cavernosum. Now, if you feel really hard, you can really feel the three different rods of erectile tissue. But they're wrapped in a really tight sheath all together, so. All right. Let's go through the female anatomy really quickly.